Hi fellow reefers, I'm Eddie of Eddie's Reef Aquaria. Well, today's video, you might have guessed by the intro, I'm going to talk about how I actually glue the corals to the rocks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little piece of dry rock, Pucani rocks, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you here on the kitchen counter how I actually do it. Now, before I do that, I thought I announced that this past Saturday and Sunday, it was 13th years of Worldwide Coral. It was their anniversary. So I went ahead and I bought a couple of items. I mean, the coral frags were at 40%, so were the inverts, and fish had a reduction on them, and the dry goods. So briefly, although I'll be talking, like, you know, people that follow me know that every time I get an animal, I go ahead and I dedicate a video about basic stuff in reference to that animal. But briefly, I thought I'd let you know basically what I got. I got a designer clown. I also got a cleaner shrimp. I got a conch snail. But what happened is I went ahead and, because the other one that now is here had disappeared for months. So I don't know if it was in hibernation or what actually happened, but all of a sudden I went ahead and I bought a conch snail, and when I introduced it this Saturday, the other one just pops up. So now I have two instead of one. And then when it came to corals, I got a alveopora, and which is similar to the gonioporas, and I got a tricolor acro. I'm going to try the acros one more time, and I'm going to try also the alveopora, which is similar to the goniopora, because as you must be aware of my previous videos, in the new school of thought, you actually need to have trace amounts of nitrates and phosphates, because corals, it's been proven that corals do need those two nutrients, shall we call it, to eat from, not only, you know, the coral food that you would add. So my nitrates are more or less there. They're last time I checked, they were at 10 ppms. My phosphates are between 12 or 15. That's the actual number that this tank wants to be at. So you can, as you follow me and you look at other videos, you cannot chase numbers. So that's where it's happy, where it's targeted at. So I shouldn't have any problem keeping now acros and alveopora, which eventually then I'll get goniopora. So let's see what happens. Let's check them out and see. But well, let's go into the video that I'm going to do today, which is basically on how I actually, like I said before, I go ahead and I glue the corals to rocks. So I hope you find it interesting, and here we go. Okay, so here we are in the counter. I have a piece of dry rock, Pucani rock. I don't know if you remember, but this is the centerpiece that I had in the tank, which I took out. So I have that as a demonstration. What I'm going to use is two items. I'm going to use by two little fishies, the epoxy. I'm using in this case the red one, the brick color, because there's already algae on the rocks. Now, if the rocks were like these here, that is actually dry rock, then I would have gotten the gray one, which won't stand out. And then what I'm going to use also, I'm going to use BSI. It's what I personally use. I've been using it for quite a while. There's other brands. There's another brand by Ecotech Marine, the glue that they use. This is simply like crazy glue, but I happen to be using the BSI. I have a little knife to cut the epoxy, and then I have two demonstrations of plugs. Of course, I have a plug with a stem on, and then I have one that I already took out the stem. Now you might ask, well, why do I have this? Well, because I personally don't have bone cutters where I would actually cut the actual stem. What I do is when I buy corals, they'll ask you, do you want the stem cut off? And I always say yes, because it's actually better to maneuver the plugs when they don't have the stem to actually glue them to the actual rockwork. So now I'm going to go into the process what I actually do. Okay, the first thing, of course, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a little bit of epoxy. using this little plastic knife. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, then. Okay, so here we are. We had a little behind the scene, my battery went. So moving on, you would get the epoxy, the from Two Little Fish is the one I use, and you're gonna mix them. You're gonna make sure that it's mixed. Okay, make sure that it turns into a uniform color is what we're looking for. Okay, there you go. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna make it a little ball, as you see there. Then what we do is, in my case, I'm using BSI, which would be like crazy glue. You're gonna go ahead and on the plug, you're gonna put on, where the stem has been cut off, you're gonna put some of this glue. Okay, then the little ball, you're gonna place it there. Okay, then you're gonna put more, in my case, of the BSI, again, on the other part. There you go. So you have the plug, you have BSI, the epoxy and BSI, and all you do is you pick a section, like let's say there, you put it, squeeze it in, voila, that's it. That's all you have to do. That's what I've been doing when it comes to gluing my corals on the rocks. Well, that's it. I hope you found it educational and fun, informative. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, the like button, and subscribe to my channel. Now, next to the subscription button, you have that little bell. That's the notification bell, where every time I upload a video, which is usually weekly, you'll be the first ones to know that I did so. And like I say at the end of all of my videos, happy reefing. Thank you for watching and have a great, fantastic day and keep safe. Bye-bye.